So now let's talk about the current state and development of React Native. So first of all, if we talk about the stability, as this React Native is now adopted by numerous companies and developers and is being actively maintained by the dedicated team, it has also the large community, so it has matured significantly. If we talk about the framework maturity, so with each release from its inception, the team is working on the stability, so it has matured enough. Then the team and the community have been actively addressing the bugs, improving the performance, and also enhancing the stability, making it more reliable for building the product grade applications. Then there are also platform updates. So from the inception for iOS and Android as well, React Native has often been updating, and there are changes in these platforms, and these sometimes introduce compatibility issues or require updates to the React Native framework. So the team is promptly addressing these issues and providing updates to maintain the stability. Then there are third-party dependencies also. Third-party libraries and dependencies. So these third-party dependencies also are maintaining the stability of the overall React Native application development. So it's also essential to carefully evaluate and maintain these dependencies to minimize the risk of compatibility issues. Then we have the great community support, and this community support is playing a really crucial role in maintaining the stability. Then the next thing if we talk about is the performance improvements and React Native. So there we have already talked about the turbo modules, then there is this JavaScript engine, then the improved architecture that we talked about. These turbo modules are the same only that we talked about when we were talking about the new architecture, that there is the native side, and then there is the JS or React Native side. So now this JS side is able to access the native features directly using the reference object that is being written via C++, and these functions are being exposed directly to this JS side so that the accessing becomes very easy. So these modules are known as the turbo modules. This architecture, the JSI, we have already talked about, and the JavaScript engine. So all of these is performing significant improvements in the React Native applications. And the bridge optimization is obviously the new architecture, which is reducing the overhead of this bridge. Then there is also the UI thread optimization. Basically there are three threads in React Native. One is the main thread, then the UI thread, then there are the background threads. So if we talk about this UI thread, there is this UI thread, then the JavaScript thread, and some background threads. So all the logic part goes into the JS thread, and all the rendering part goes into the UI thread. So there has been optimizations in this UI thread also, which have improved the quality and performance of React Native applications. So techniques such as rendering logic and reducing unnecessary re-renders of the components and using the virtualized lists have been employed to improve this UI thread performance. Then also the native module performance. The native modules written in Objective-C. We talked about that if we want to write some native code, React Native also gives us the option of writing the native code, converting it to native module, and then this platform specific code can be exposed to JS, and we can run it on the React Native side. So this native module is written in Objective-C, then Swift or Java or Kotlin can provide performance improvements over the JavaScript code for CPU intensive tasks, because these native modules are written in native languages in Java, Kotlin, Objective-C, Swift, so they can talk to directly to the platforms iOS and Android, instead of the JS language that needs some or the other architecture. Previously it was the bridge, now it is JSI. So uh, instead of that JS, these native modules are very accessible to the platform. Then also this JavaScript engine enhancements have been made. We are talking about the performance improvements. So these JavaScript engine performance have also been made for like Hermes or the V8 engine, Hermes or V8. So these engines have undergone optimizations to improve runtime performances, reduce memory usage, and enhance the garbage collection efficiency. So now the JavaScript execution is much faster than before. Also, the startup time has gone down. Startup time has gone considerably down, so which is playing a critical role in user experience. So various techniques such as preloading resources, whatever the resources which were being loaded on the start of the application, now it is like whatever the resources that are of use are being loaded initially, so that the startup time of the application gets reduced, which is important for the user experience. And optimizing the dependency loading and using some code splitting methods have been employed to this reducing the startup time. Then initially when we used to create React Native application, the bundle size used to be very large, which has also gone down considerably. So there have been tools to manage these also, and strategies also, like there is tree shaking and dead code elimination and bundle compression. Dead code elimination, you must be getting the thing, what is it, that whatever the code that is not being used in the application, we have to remove that from the code so that it reduces the size of the bundle. Also the techniques such as bundle compression is there, and all of this is resulting in faster app performance and also the lower memory usage. Then there is GPU acceleration for performance improvement. GPU acceleration. So this GPU acceleration is rendering certain types of UI components and animations. By leveraging this, developers can achieve smoother animations and then better performance for graphic intensive tasks such as gaming and multimedia applications. So currently, as we are not using for such graphic deep things, we are not using React Native for such things, but there have been improvements there also, so that React Native can be used everywhere. Next, if we talk about the developer experience while developing React Native applications, so there have been improvements in the development tools, debugging tools also, so that the developers feel ease in developing these applications. So there have been the fast refresh, as we talked about the hot reloading feature, which got replaced by this fast refresh. Then there have been these robust debugging tools, then multiple platform support. So all of this is making this building and debugging React Native applications much more efficient and enjoyable. The development tools have also enhanced too much. The React Native debugger, Expo, DevTools. I think we haven't talked about Expo. Expo is another way of developing React Native applications. Expo provide us the cloud, the whole cloud to us. Okay, yes, we have talked about it, I guess, when we were talking about the React Native CLI and the Expo method. These are the two methods to develop the React Native applications. While using Expo, we don't have to manage things locally. Expo provides us the whole cloud where we can just write the JavaScript code and no need to worry about the iOS project or the Android project, which we worry about in developing with React Native CLI. But of course, this React Native CLI gives us much more flexibility for writing the React Native, I'm sorry, for writing the native modules. Then there are these wide range of libraries and plugins available. So the selection of third-party libraries, plugins, and components that can be easily integrated into the projects. So these libraries cover various functionalities such as navigations and also state management. For example, there is this Redux library, popularly known for state management. It can be integrated with any JavaScript framework, but mostly this Redux is being implemented with the React only. So yeah, this state management, then there are UI components available in these libraries, then backend integration is also available in these libraries. So all of this is allowing developers to leverage the existing solutions and accelerate the development. Community support is already there, and platform independence also allows the developers to write the code once and deploy it to multiple platforms. Yeah, let's move to this amazing community of React Native. So we are always talking about since the beginning that the community is really amazing for React Native development, which is constantly contributing to bug fixes and new features, and the libraries and initiatives such as the CLI support, the Expo support, also the various libraries which enrich this ecosystem, and the developers with the additional support. So there is this diverse membership as the React Native community comprises various developers from various backgrounds, including web development and mobile development. All of these are there because JavaScript is the language for React Native, and JavaScript is being used on web, mobile, and other technologies also. So there are various group of developers which are contributing to this community. So this diversity brings us different perspectives, experiences, and skills to this community. So all of this enriches the discussions and collaborations. Then there is global reach for this. Community is obviously global because the framework is global and the programming language is global, with members from all around the world contributing. Then the platforms such as GitHub, Stack Overflow, Reddit, and Discord, all of these serve as hubs for this community interaction. You might you may get all of the solutions whenever you get stuck on React Native. You may get all of the solutions on Stack Overflow. Even you can ask on Reddit. There are many Discord communities available also for specifically React Native. So these are the hubs where you can go and share knowledge as well as the gain knowledge. Then the contribution is forever active in React Native. So for a good learning curve and the open source contribution, open source ecosystem, so developers contribute code, documentation, tutorials, and everything to this community. Then there are also some events and meetups available for specifically for React Native mobile application development. There are workshops worldwide, so there you can go, developers can go and network, learn from industry experts, share their experiences with fellow enthusiasts. Then these also foster collaborations, learning, and community building with React Native ecosystem. So this was about the current state and development of React Native, which looks pretty good and looks promising. let's move on to the next slide.